Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you've been anywhere near the tech and business space lately, you've absolutely heard the chatter, right? Everyone is talking about this tool called Viktor. The big claim here is that it's the ultimate shortcut to automation for scaling your online business and content. And the reason the noise is so incredibly loud right now is, frankly, the sheer volume of AI tools flooding the market. Like every single week, a dozen new apps just pop up out of nowhere. But Viktor's specific claims of total consolidation, well, they're really making it stand out from the pack. So, today we're going to break down exactly what this tool is, how it actually functions, and whether it truly lives up to these massive promises based on our latest source material. Let's put it to the test. Which brings us right to the million-dollar question. Is Viktor AI just another overhyped trend in a sea of new AI tools, or does it actually deliver on the hype? It is a super crowded market out there right now, and honestly, it's perfectly natural to be highly skeptical when a piece of software promises to be the ultimate solution to literally all your workflow problems. I mean, we've all been burned by shiny object syndrome before, right? Buying into a tool that promises the moon, but ultimately just adds yet another login to our password manager. So we really need to know if this is actually worth your time and your hard-earned cash.
All right, let's dive into this. The source material really doesn't pull any punches here, presenting us with this incredibly bold quote, "You are genuinely leaving money on the table." And why is that? Well, according to the breakdown, if you're still trying to scale your operations using outdated, clunky tools that take hours just to properly configure, you are wasting incredibly valuable resources. Just picture this. You're spending 3 agonizing hours trying to get your email platform to properly sync with your customer relationship manager. You're running endless test automations, troubleshooting error codes. It's a nightmare. You aren't just losing an afternoon there, you are quite literally losing revenue-generating hours.
Section 1. The Automation Dilemma.
To really understand the value of any new tool, we first have to understand the problem it's actually trying to solve, right? We've got to look closely at the reality of what modern digital workers and content creators are wrestling with every single day. See, we aren't suffering from a lack of tools, not at all. We are suffering from tool fatigue. It's this exhausting financial drain caused by having one app for this specific task, a totally separate subscription for that task, and yet another for something entirely different. Just imagine paying $30 a month for an email sequencer, $40 for a data scraper, and $20 for an AI content generator. And that's not even mentioning the immense mental bandwidth required to keep them all updated, trained, and actually talking to each other. By the end of the month, you aren't just mentally drained from managing it all, your software bill is just massive. The fragmentation itself is the actual bottleneck strangling your business.
Section 2. The Viktor AI Solution. So, if tool fatigue is the disease, Viktor is positioning itself directly as the cure. Let's contrast the old way with what the source calls the Viktor way. On one hand, we have the old reality, right? Managing 5 different apps, wasting hours on manual tasks, and footing those massive monthly bills. But on the other hand, we see the alternative. What really sets Viktor apart from everything else on the market right now is just how deeply integrated it is. Deep native integration means you aren't relying on clunky third-party bridge software to connect your tasks. The modules talk to each other directly within the code. So instead of endlessly jumping back and forth between different tabs, copy-pasting data, and praying your API keys don't randomly break, you execute commands in mere seconds within one single super clean interface.
Okay, so what does it actually do natively? Well, here are the core capabilities highlighted in our source material: workflow automation, content generation, and data extraction. But let's actually weave this together to see what it looks like in practice. Imagine this scenario for a second. Viktor natively extracts vital contact data from a prospect list, instantly uses its content generation engine to write highly targeted, personalized outreach emails based on that specific data, and then automatically triggers a workflow to distribute those emails on a schedule. Boom! What used to take 3 separate expensive software subscriptions and a full afternoon of manual labor now happens seamlessly under one unified roof in a matter of seconds. It's essentially like replacing a small administrative team.
Now, the absolutely crucial point is this. With all that power, you would usually expect a massively complicated dashboard that looks like a spaceship control panel, right? But the learning curve here is practically non-existent. You won't have to waste hours or days taking complicated courses just to get your basic automations running. The source highlights that it uses intuitive, drag-and-drop interfaces and pre-built templates designed for everyday users, not just advanced programmers. It's built to be intuitive right out of the box. That means you can literally sign up and launch your first automated sequence on your lunch break.
Section 3. Breaking down the promo.
As we all know, software with this level of utility usually comes with a pretty hefty price tag. The source notes that standard pricing for Viktor is actually completely fair, especially given the massive amount of time it saves you. But you absolutely should not be paying full price for it today. And here's why: 50%. The source has actually managed to secure an exclusive backdoor deal specifically for their audience. Think about it. When you realize that this tool is already replacing the cost of 3 or 4 other subscriptions, slashing this newly combined, already lower price by a further 50%, well, that completely flips the economics of how you manage your software stack. It takes the cost from a regular business expense and turns it into a highly lucrative investment.
Let's see how this builds into the actual offer. This is the exclusive promo code you're going to need, FAISAL50OFF. By applying this exact code at checkout, you instantly shave half off your entire subscription. The source makes it crystal clear that this discount makes trying Viktor out a total no-brainer. But what's genuinely exciting here is that if you apply this to an annual plan, locking in that rate makes your return on investment essentially immediate. You're recouping the cost of the software in the first few weeks of canceled secondary subscriptions alone. That is huge.
Section 4. The final verdict. Let's pull all of this together, guys. We've looked at the very real problem of tool fatigue, the consolidated solution that Viktor offers, and the deeply discounted economics. So here is the objective summary of the source's claims. If your goal is to streamline your daily workflow and drastically cut your monthly software expenses, the final verdict is that Viktor AI is absolutely worth adding to your stack. But honestly, it goes beyond just saving a few bucks. By taking the chaos of multiple apps and distilling it into a highly effective, integrated experience, you are fundamentally buying back your own time. Time that can now be spent on actual, high-level business growth, rather than just drowning in administrative chaos.
So if you've decided this tool is a good fit for your business needs, here are the exact steps outlined by the source so you don't accidentally pay the full retail price. Step 1, you need to use the specific launch partner link, which is located right in the top line of the description. Step 2, you absolutely must remember to explicitly type and apply the code FAISAL50OFF at checkout to claim that discount before the partner promo officially expires. It's a super straightforward process, but it's absolutely crucial to get that massive 50% reduction.
Which leaves us with this final question to really think about. Are you ready to stop overpaying for outdated tools? Take a hard look at your current software stack today. Total up those monthly bills, and more importantly, calculate the actual time you spend managing all of it. If your current software stack is costing you more time to manage than it actually saves you, well, consolidation isn't just an option anymore, it's a necessity. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you in the next one.